Hi, behind the camera is Geneva Brett, chairperson of the Merced County Medical Reserve Corps. Today is December 10th, 2014, and I'm here with Los Banos Fire Chief, Interim Fire Chief Tim Marrison, and Director of Public Works Mark Fachin. And Tim, how are we with this storm?
Yeah, thanks, Geneva. I'd like to just take an opportunity to give you some idea of what we're going to expect here in the city of Los Banos. I know there's a lot of questions from the community out there, exactly what to expect and how the city has prepared themselves to receive this storm over the next 2 days. Just like to give some information on what we've been getting from Cal Office of Emergency Services as well as Merced County OES. It appears that the storm that's going to impact California tonight and stay with us until Saturday morning is going to be primarily focused on the north side of California into the Sacramento area, up into the Delta. However, we are going to receive a large amount of rain, nothing tremendously more than what we're used to. Last week we received close to an inch. What they're predicting over the next 2 days is about 1.5 inches over the 2-day period. We are, like I said, in contact with Cal OES and Merced County OES, so if we have any incidents that's beyond our control, they're available to help us out if needed. Just want to let people know that this rain event is not something that we're considering to be a dangerous event for the city of Los Banos. We don't want anybody to panic. However, we are going to experience, like I said, 1.5 inches of rain, which is traditionally more than what we receive. But the part that we're really concerned about is the wind that's coming with it. We have a lot of trees in Los Banos. We're very fortunate to have those, but we're expecting, beginning tonight, 25 to 30 mile an hour winds, gusting up to 40 or more. And anytime you have a wind event like that, you're going to encounter trees that cannot sustain that type of wind. And so we're concerned with traffic hazards and power line hazards, and I'll get into that a little bit more, but I'd like to have Mark Fachin, the Public Works Director, talk a little bit about their preparedness, and then I'll come back and give you some ideas of what you could do at home to prepare yourself.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. What we've been doing just over the last week, as you may know, is a major leaf pickup effort has been done. Our leaf pickup crews have been working past dark to clean up the leaves, which is important that we keep our storm system open. And with last week's rain, that sort of let us know which areas needed special attention in the storm basins to clean out and the storm system, and we've been cleaning out those areas all week. This Thursday and Friday, all staff is on duty as possible. Some have, they haven't gone on vacation unless it was absolutely a medical emergency or something. So all staff is available. We do all, as usual, have on-call personnel, and any off-hour emergencies just need to go through the police department, and they will call our people. During the day, just call the Public Works number at 827-7056 for any issues with the storm or any issues with trees. Also, our landscape contractor is ready to assist us with any tree removal if it impacts our staff. We just don't have enough people on our staff to do that. And that company's always been available to us. All our facilities have been inspected. All our pump stations have been ran to make sure they're working. Everything's fueled up. In case there is a need to, well, there will be a need to pump water, obviously, but so we don't have a problem with that. There is some things that you can do at home that could help us a lot. Keeping the gutters clean really helps the storm drain system. It doesn't these minor dams does prevent a problem upstream of you, and our staff will not be able to get all the leaf piles clean. So what we're going to ask is, if you have stacked leaves in the street, to clear out the gutter area, clear out the concrete area. Also, if you can pick up your garbage cans as soon as possible, those create dams too. So just if you can put those away, that'd be great. And if you can leave about 6 inches between your cars and the gutter, that allows the rain to go down there without bothering the storm system. One thing that I always remind citizens is our streets are also part of our storm system. So you will have flooding in the streets, isolated to the curb in most areas. That is a calculated part of the storm system. So I'm really going to ask you, and most people know, to really be alert as you drive during this event, because we do have areas that do have minor street flooding and some major street flooding for a little while, especially at some intersections, and just slow it down, go around it, be patient, and be courteous to drivers, and everyone will get through this. Usually it takes 2 hours at the max for the streets to drain through in those areas after the storm eases up. So we do have, if anyone thinks there is a need, that they need sandbags, we do have 8 sandbags available over at our F Street yard at 1015 F Street. Also, the staff there can assist you with how to make the 8 sandbags go far, because you can go buy the plastic and you use the sandbags as weight more than, you don't sandbag the whole area, you use the plastic. But if you think that's a needed necessity and you live in an area that has needed in the past, by all means go over to 1015 F Street and they can deal with that. And as always, if you're getting too wet and you need a break, you can go over to the community center. It is open. It's usually closed on Saturdays at 2 o'clock. We have an event there, so the staff there has been told they can open it up later if people would like to go and dry off in the lounge area for any reason at all, whether it's wind or whatever, and they just want to go there. They will open it up to people that need some area to go to. There is an event there, so we do isolate the event from that issue. That's about all I have on that.
Okay, and if I might just add a few things that you could do to prepare yourself at home is we have a number of resources available to us so that everybody should be prepared for any type of a disaster or a natural or man-made disaster. And so there's a lot of steps that we encourage you to take, even though we're not expecting any dangerous situations out of this. It's always good to prepare yourself. And so what I encourage you to do is to visit FEMA.gov and look at their suggestions on what you could do to prepare yourself at home. Have a go bag ready to go with medicines and clean drinking water and food and warm blankets and things like that you can take with you if you do have to evacuate. Not that we are anticipating that at all in this event. I'm really happy that our local reservoirs are thirsty for this storm, and I think that this storm is going to be more of a positive than it is a negative, so I don't want to scare anybody. Please don't take that advice to prepare yourself for disasters, as I'm telling you there is one coming. There is not a disaster coming. But you have FEMA.gov, and if you go to Merced County's website is co.merced.ca.us or losbanos.org. Either one of those websites will direct you to what we have in Merced County is a citizens emergency notification system. And if you go in there and register yourself for that, you can receive text message alerts on your cell phones or email alerts for things that may be happening in your community, including Los Banos or Merced, wherever you live out in the surrounding areas. And if there is notifications that we need to get to you in a timely manner, if you have pre-registered for that, then you'll get those notifications and you'll be in the loop rather than just depending on what the news is telling you. So please take advantage of those 2 websites and sign up for the Citizens Emergency Notification System. I want to reiterate what Mark is saying about the leaves and the gutters. There is, I drove around today just kind of doing a survey of the city to see how prepared we are. Unfortunately, this event is coming right in the middle of our 2-week fall period that we experience every year, and this is dead center in the middle of it. And I've noticed that a lot of people have cleaned up their leaves in their yards in the last day or two, and there are huge piles in the street for the city crews to pick up, but they're not going to make it to all of those. So please help us out, get out there, clean that space that Mark was talking about to help us keep the water out of your yards. When it comes to the trees that may be damaged or fell during this event, we ask that you be extremely careful. If you hear a tree fall in your front yard or around your house, be very cautious when you go out to explore that or to investigate it. Many of our older neighborhoods, the power lines going to your home or your neighbor homes run through these trees, and it is very possible that a tree branch can take down a power line and it could be energized on the ground. So if you go out to investigate, make sure you take a good flashlight with you. Make sure that you watch your steps. And if there is a power line involved with a tree down, go ahead and call 911. That's a true emergency. There's no problem with calling that. We will come out and we will be assisting Public Works crews with clearing trees in the roadway and especially if power lines are involved. If there is a problem with a tree blocking a road, but there's no power lines down and it doesn't seem like there's an immediate emergency, you can contact the police department on their non-emergency phone number, which is 827-7070 extension 0, and they'll pass that on to the crews that will be out, and we'll get there with Mark's crews or the fire department crews will get there to assist with removing that out of the road as soon as we can. If it's non-emergency, it might take a little while to get to it because there may be more pressing issues out there. So again, just prepare yourself. Get yourself a good working flashlight, a battery-powered lantern, or something like that. Keep yourself warm. We are fortunate that in our community that most power outages are a very short span, an hour at the most. It's not like the mountain communities to where you could be out for days. So we don't expect any huge emergencies like that. If you need our help, you can call the fire station if it's non-emergency at 827-7025. Or again, if it is emergency, just dial 911 and we'll be there to assist you in any way we can. And the last thing, well, two things, is that first of all, I want to remind you that if your power does go out and you choose to use a generator to power your home, there's two very important things that you have to remember. Your home has to be wired correctly in order to power your home with a generator, or it will backfeed the electrical system. So if firefighters or PG&E crews are working on a down power line and it's not energized and you tie a generator into your system, it can energize the power lines that these emergency responders are working on and be a dangerous situation for them. So be real careful with your generators. Make sure that it has been pre-wired correctly so that you don't cause that problem. And the last thing with those is the carbon monoxide. If you utilize a generator, make sure it's placed outside in a well-ventilated area to where the exhaust from your generator does not come back into your structure. We have had occasions to where power outages, people have been exposed to carbon monoxide, and we just want to keep you safe there. And if you're on the road traveling, Northern California is going to experience some small stream and some arterial river overflows. They are expecting to have some flooding. And I just want to remind you that if you are traveling, do not travel on a road or cross a road that has water flowing across it. It takes very little water to float your car. And we just want to emphasize that in Los Banos, we don't have those issues as much, just surface flooding like Mark talked about. But if you're traveling in and around the state, please be aware of the water on the roads. It's a very dangerous situation. So with that, I'd like to wish everybody a happy holidays. If you need us, give us a call. We will be out and about the next couple of days trying to serve you. Don't hesitate to give us a call if you need our assistance.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. We really appreciate, as a citizen of Los Banos, appreciate knowing you're here, that you're prepared for us, that we can contact you. It's one of the great things about living here. Thanks again.
You're welcome.